So what if I told you that building wealth isn't about luck or timing or who you know, but that it's actually a science, a system that you can learn and master? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're breaking down Brian Tracy's The Science of Money to reframe wealth as something you can actually control. Let's get into it.
Right off the bat, this one idea changes everything. See, what Tracy's saying here is that just like gravity, the laws of money are totally impartial. They don't care about your background, your feelings, or what you think you deserve. If you understand them and play by the rules, you'll see the results. But if you ignore them, you're going to struggle, and you'll probably be left wondering why things just aren't working out.
So here's our game plan for today. First, we'll tackle that foundational principle that money is a science. Then we'll get into the internal mindset that really powers this whole engine. After that, we'll cover the external rules of the game, the mechanics of it all. And finally, we'll lay out a practical plan you can start using right away.
Okay, let's jump into our first principle. Money is a science. Think about it. You can't just decide to defy gravity and jump off a building expecting to float, right? It's the same with finance. You can't just ignore these fundamental laws and expect to build wealth. Success here isn't about luck. It's about understanding and applying the rules consistently. And this right here, this is a huge shift in focus from most people. The fundamental law isn't about getting money. It's about giving value. Money is simply the effect. The cause is providing something useful, something helpful, or something that people want to other people. The money just follows.
This quote just lays it out so perfectly, doesn't it? If you're always chasing money, you'll probably end up frustrated. But if you focus on creating real value, you completely change the game. I mean, think of someone like Steve Jobs. He was obsessed with making technology that was beautiful and simple to use. The billions of dollars? That was just a side effect of creating massive value.
So, if creating value is the secret sauce, where does that value even come from? Well, it starts in the one place you have total control, your own mind. Your external financial world is, in so many ways, just a mirror, a direct reflection of what's going on inside.
Tracy uses this brilliant analogy of a financial thermostat. We all have one. It's your subconscious belief about how much money you're supposed to have. And our minds, they crave consistency. So if your thermostat is set low, even if you win the lottery, your subconscious will literally find ways to spend, lose, or give away that money just to get back to its comfortable setting. It's why you hear these crazy stories about lottery winners going broke, and it's also why self-made millionaires who lose it all can often rebuild their fortune. Their thermostat is just set way higher.
So how do you adjust that thermostat? Well, it starts with understanding these two completely opposite mindsets. The scarcity mindset sees the world as a limited pie. For you to get a slice, someone else has to lose theirs. But the abundance mindset, it sees endless opportunities. It knows that wealth can be created out of thin air, and whichever mindset is dominant for you is going to determine what you even see as possible in the world.
Wow. I mean, just let that one sink in for a second. It's such a powerful idea. It's a direct link between the intangible, your thoughts, your habits, and the very tangible reality of the money in your bank account. Poverty isn't just a financial state, it's a state of mind. And wealth too. It has to exist in your mind first before it can ever show up in your life.
So how do you actually do this reprogramming? Tracy gives us some really simple, practical tools. Affirmations aren't just magic words. It's about repetition. You're literally rewiring your subconscious. Visualization primes your brain to spot opportunities it would have otherwise missed. And surrounding yourself with successful people, that's huge, because mindsets, both good and bad, are incredibly contagious.
Okay, so we've tuned up our internal wealth factory. We've got our minds right. Now, let's get into the practical, external rules of the game. This is where we shift from the why to the how.
Now, this might sound like a really basic question, but I promise you, the answer to this is the foundation of pretty much all financial intelligence. It's the great dividing line between people who build wealth and people who don't.
And there it is, plain and simple. An asset makes you money, a liability costs you money. That's it. The wealthy focus their energy, their time, and their capital on acquiring assets. Pretty much everyone else spends their money on liabilities. And here's the trap. They often think those liabilities are assets, like a fancy new car or the latest gadget. The real goal is to have the income from your assets cover all of your expenses. That, my friends, is the definition of financial freedom.
And here's the real game changer. Assets are basically just systems. Instead of trading your limited time for money, 1 hour for $1, you build or buy systems, a business,
a stock portfolio, real estate that generate income whether you're actively working or not. That's how you escape the trap of just working for a paycheck.
And what's the engine that powers these systems? It's the law of compound return. Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. It's where your money starts having babies, and then those babies have babies of their own. It's an incredible force of nature, but it needs two things to work its magic: time and discipline. And believe me, the earlier you start, the more powerful it becomes.
All right, we've covered the principles, we've covered the mindset, we've covered the rules. Let's pull it all together into one final, actionable roadmap that you can start following today.
This is the core strategy right here. First, before you pay any bills, before you buy groceries, you pay yourself first. Automate it. Save and invest at least 10% of every dollar you earn. Second, never rely on just one source of income. Start building other streams, even if they're small at first. And third, remember that the greatest asset you will ever have is your own mind. Never stop investing in your financial education.
And, ultimately, this is the master key to everything we've talked about. You can blame the economy, your boss, your circumstances, but that just gives all your power away. The moment you take 100% responsibility for your financial life is the moment you finally gain the power to change it.
So, we'll end with this. Knowledge is just potential power. Action is real power. After hearing all this, the most important question isn't what you've learned, it's what you're going to do with it. So what is the one small, simple step you're going to take today to start applying the science of money to your own life?